Using our higher education and then being able to apply that back in Taiwan. Is it just a growing economy in Taiwan that's able to put money
Well,
back?
these are both interact. I mean, because of the economic base in Taiwan is much better, so they are able to provide job opportunities and career growth opportunity for these graduates. So that's why a lot of students return from the United States to Taiwan. Okay, and the situation today is that you see less students from Taiwan coming to the United States. I mean, this is a trend that was troublesome to me. I think the United States still is a place where provide the best education and technology, I would say much better than anywhere else in the world. So it's a mistake for in the past 10 years. I think the government in Taiwan do not encourage students to go out to study. I think that's a mistake. But regardless of this, I think basically there's a change in the economic structure here. So the university getting stronger overall. Their quality rises, so they become competition to ITRI.
Right.
20 years ago, no one else worked on IC or personal computer. No university. I mean, talking about no university in Taiwan working on that. ITRI is the only organization to do that. So it easily become leader. But today, all these major universities working on nanotechnology, working optoelectronics and so on. So they are also able to attract first-rate mind scientists. So this presents a different competition factor to ITRI. So ITRI has to find a way to, just like with the entrepreneurs, have to find a way to work with the university. Together, they might be going much faster this way. So it's all the change of time. So I think a successful organization have to manage this change of time. Yeah.
In the Taiwanese academic system, is it seen as a conflict of interest for university professors to obtain patents for their work without working in industry? Is that something that ITRI can offer?
No. I think the university people, faculties, they can apply for patents. No question about it. Okay. But it's just that the patent process usually is much longer than the publication process. And in patent, usually talking about talking about something that has the potential to create financial, commercial returns. So there's a lot of uncertainty in there. Not only just the technology, but you have to talk about financial return. There's so many, factors involved. A much longer road to do. But for the university faculties, a lot of them wanted to publish, because once you publish, then when your promotion times, the university will say, well, how many papers have you published? Published in Paris, right? So the university still focus more on publications, and so therefore, for a university's faculty to focus on patent does not go along with the university system in Taiwan. I think actually for America, it's basically the same. So I think here still universities still talking about the number of papers and the quality of papers. In ITRI, for example, I became president, and I felt that it's important to have patents, because patents provide protection to our clients. Patents provide some competitiveness for ITRI. So I put patents, the acquiring of IP, IP rights, a measures of success, among many others. It's one measure of success. So that's why our scientists, our engineers, always ask, in my job, is there any area, how can I get patents in this area? And when you think about this, it changes your philosophy of working, of picking work, doing on the project. Because first you have to do a patent research to see in this field who are the players in the commercial players now, or technology players in this field, and what are they working on? If this field is already being filled up by big companies or big players, then perhaps you will think, am I still going to be in this area? Is there a niche or a missing link that I can provide? If you cannot do that, then you better not to spend time or energy in this area. You move to move elsewhere. So patent search, and patent strategy is very much a part of project planning in the beginning. And that's why in a year or 2 years and 3 years when you've done this work, you were able to apply for patent. I showed you earlier this chart, the patents awarded to ITRI. At least it's about one a week, one every week, Now it's more than 600 a year. So it's remarkable. That is because that I were able to put this into your thinkings. For the university faculties, you don't really think about this way. Faculties in the university like to have academic freedom. They want to work on an area that they like to work on, although they may not generate a clear value, in the short term. But I think this is important. Both types of work are important. In the entire nation, I think there got to be both types of work.
Well, here in the United States, there are a number of people who find it controversial that university professors will work with industry, although it certainly happens here. There's no doubt about that. But some of the arguments, include things like graduate students are going to be steered towards particular projects that will make money for the lab. Are those discussions happening in Taiwan? This
same thing happens not only in Taiwan, most every place. I think we have to. That's why in the national innovation system that I talk about, the university as a player, institute as a player, the company as a player, and the government. Okay, each player has their different missions, a different role to play. For a university, what is the most important thing that we look for, the society look for the university? It's people, the student. We're hoping that the university will provide first-class students. They will become leaders of the society in all walks of life. So student training, education of student is number one. And of course, together with this is research. Is that nowadays you have to teach the student analytical mind. You want to give them a training how to handle the science or new innovations in the society. So they have to have that kind of training. And also university want to be able to advance the field, to create knowledge. So I think university has that kind of thing. This is the function of university. Now, by itself, it does not say that the technology, the work of university does has to generate income for the university. It's not it's not the purpose. So and because of that, I think the government, state government, federal government, city government has an obligation to provide some certain support, financial support to the university, and of course also some student and everything else. But this is what the university is. The institute is not like that. Institute itself does not produce student on its own. Okay, they have the intake student graduate from the university, and they use as a worker, as a people who can convert the science, the understanding of science to become commercializable technology. So these are really people participate in this process. Okay, so, and their job is to see how fast they can convert scientific knowledge to become commercial success.
Right.
So their nature is different. So I think you have to, if the organization recognizes the difference there, then they will be able to work with each other. Now the institute that I run in ITRI is that ITRI did not go into commercial operation. ITRI prefer to let the industry to take over to be the leaders of commercialization. There are several reasons. One is that if ITRI were to go into commercialization, then every year there will be so many people who have to leave ITRI and turn over people and to run companies to become commercialization activities. So that is to become a destabilization factor for the institute. Secondly, that's not necessarily good for the business, because these people are interested and familiar with technology. They may not know the market. They may not be familiar with that kind of mode of operation. So a lot of time the company may fail. Okay, this probability of success will be low. And thirdly, is that if ITRI going to get into that field, commercialization field, this will defeat the purpose of promote collaboration with the industry. Because a lot of time, then obviously, if I have a good technology, ITRI generate a good technology, are you going to transfer that technology to the client, or are you going to keep the technology to yourself? Most likely, you want to keep the technology to yourself so that it becomes more profitable, right? But then that will say that you are transferring only the second-class level technology to the clients. I think this will defeat the purpose of trying to create trust between, for this group. So this is so we do not. When I was president of ITRI, I do not run technology transfer this way. Yeah. So we try not get into the commercialization area. We'll work with the industry to develop a commercializable process in our client's place, the factory, but we stay away from running it ourselves. So this is such a thing as called strategic withdrawal. Is that we work with the client to help them to get this process so that they can be actually commercializable. But then ITRI will withdraw from continually operating in that area. This is it's a way to respect each other's position, to create trust. So I think this is also have to be for sustainability, for ITRI to sustain. So I think this kind of principle is a very important part of technology transfer in ITRI. Now, in the human resource area, ITRI also, from time to time, a company, in the process of commercialization, they want ITRI's help to sending a number of professionals to them. And then ITRI will go to ask the engineer or the scientist, would you like to work for the company? A lot of time, there are occasions that people would like to do that. Because again, in the company, you get much better financial, reward, easier to that way. But on the other hand, not everybody wants to go to join the company, because once you come to the company, you become your focus, your spread, your scope of work becomes limited. And a lot of scientists or engineers, they want to work for in a much broader area. And only organization like ITRI were able to provide that kind of opportunity for them. So there are different lifestyles. In a company, sometimes you work, it's not 8 to 5, it's 7 to 11. Whenever it takes, sometimes you need to go from one place to the other. But in a research organization, it's different that way. So I think there are different lifestyle, different incentives, different aspirations. So there are, from time to time, we found if a company industry wants some people from ITRI, we'll ask our people and say, well, would you like to go? And if they do, then we'll make connections. And the company have to talk with the people and say, well, okay, they negotiate terms and conditions for them to go in, to entice them to go in. So I think that way we respect the will of our professionals. I think an organization always have to consider people as your employee or your colleagues, the interests as your first consideration. That way, the people, the scientists, the engineer will feel that in this organization they can build a career with the organization, because the organization is always on the outlook for them, for their interests. They have to have that kind of confidence. So I think this is a very important aspect of our philosophy of operation in terms of technology transfer. So in technology transfer, we do strategic withdrawal from the technology operation. we transfer people, but we transfer people on a voluntary basis, and we also help them. I think these are the kind of things that we make sure the company have the right kind of resource to carry out this project to commercial success.